Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You already know what it is. I'm your man, Coach T. This is presented by I-70 Entertainment. Let's get right into the action from last week. We had a big game last Tuesday. We had Newark traveling to Pick Central for a big game. Newark, after the tough loss versus Hilliard Bradley, came back with a W at Pick Central, 59-46. Tough ball game. Then that Wednesday, Columbus City was gone all last week, so they got a number of games to reschedule, and this one was the big one. Wednesday, we had Afrocentric visiting Walnut Ridge on Livingston Avenue for basically the City South title. Even though, if Afrocentric were to win, they still had to play South, and South only has 2 losses, so there's still some games to play. But this was the one because Afrocentric wins. They're obviously the winner of the South Division. They're going to the city championship. We went to overtime, tight ball game, nip and tuck the whole way. Then with Ridge up 1 point in OT, we had Reese Hambrit, big three off the transition, put him up 4 late in overtime, basically sealed the deal. Walnut Ridge defeats Afrocentric 76-70. Now, Monday, February, let me get this right. I believe that's February the 9th. Walnut Ridge has to play South. So, they still have one more game to play. And if they lose that, then Afrocentric goes. But for now, Walnut Ridge is your South Division leaders. They win Monday. They will be your South Division champions, and they will be facing Centennial in the city championship. Now, Friday, we had a few nice games. One game was Upper Arlington traveling to visit Olentangy Orange. Upper Arlington's gone through a tough stretch. Olentangy Orange has been really hitting their stride. They come out with a dominant 48-26. 26 points in 32 minutes. That's tough. That's real tough. Then we also had a big Walnut facing Westerville North. Thinking a little bit, man. Westerville North, as usual, takes care of business 81-60. They're doing their thing, man. That's what I told you. I love this team. There's no drop off in any game. Every game they play, you're going to get our best. And you're either going to run with us or you're going to get run over. It's what it is. And we also had a key division matchup in the Catholic League, Central Catholic League, with DeSales traveling to Watterson, and DeSales takes the L as Watterson wins at home 42-35. That's a tough league. Very balanced. Now, Saturday, we had a couple good games. I was able to attend the Afrocentric visit in Gahanna. Wanted to see Gahanna's new gym. It's nice. It's nice. It's big. It's nice. And the game was really competitive, man. It was Gahanna had the lead for most of the game, and they ended up pulling it out 54-52. Really good ball game. They had really decent, real good ball play, art play. I'm sorry. Well, that's about all they got. And they do have a freshman big who's nice, good hands, good feet. But yeah, Gahanna, man, Tony Staub does his thing. No matter what he has, you always look up and it's like, man, Gahanna, man, that's their record. They're pretty good this year. Always. So he knows what he's doing. He's a really, really good coach. And the big matchup of the week, Olentangy visit Olentangy taking on Olentangy Orange. Olentangy Orange comes through with a 47-42 victory. I told you they're hitting their stride, man, and you got to watch out for them. You have to watch out for them. Big jump in my top 10 from Olentangy Orange. I knew it. I just wanted that big win, and I think that's a big win against Olentangy, who previously had one loss on the season. So that wraps up last week's what I consider were the big games from last week. And you know what we got coming up now? We got my man Steve Blackledge coming through. We're both going to give our top tens. We're both going to preview the upcoming week's game, and he's also going to give his third and fourth team top performers that he's covered from the Central Ohio area in his time here. So you definitely want to see that. And you know, last week, if you didn't catch last week, he gave his top two teams. Top talent. It's a lot of talent has come through this Central Ohio area, man. So check it out. Check us out. See you in a sec. Ladies and gentlemen, told you we was coming back with my guy, Steve Blackledge. Steve, what's going on, man? How you doing?
How you doing, Coach?
Oh, doing real good, man. Trying to get over this cold. It's trying to get me, but I'm a fighter. I'm gonna fight it, man. Yeah. How's your week going, man?
Not too bad, not too bad. Just got to see one game last week, so we'll talk about that in a while. But I think you won a top 10 list, don't you?
You already know that. Yeah, let me know who you got, man.
All right. Well, the top three hadn't changed at all. It's still Bradley, Newark, and Westerville North. And as far as I'm concerned, any of those three could be in any order. A lot of people tell me they think Westerville North's the best team, and I wouldn't argue with them. I just haven't seen them yet. But yeah, I think those three are above everybody else right now. I'd move Orange up to number four right now. They beat Olentangy over the weekend, although Olentangy was missing. They were missing their 6'9" center, and Jackson. I just lost his last name, but they were missing him on Saturday. But still, I got Orange up at four. I'd move Olentangy back to five at 17-2. I'd have Kaufman at six, 15-4. I've got Hartley at seven, 13-3. I've got Watterson at eight, also 13-3. I've got Columbus Academy, who moved up to number nine. They're 14-4. They've been on a streak here, won 10 straight. And I've got Pick Central at number 10 at 11-5. They've won six of their last eight.
Got you.
How's
Got you.
how's that
Got you.
sound to
Got you.
you?
Gosh, dog. I'm trying to figure out how it's very, very similar. I mean, we got most of the same teams. We just got one difference.
Okay.
What I got, I have Westerville North at number one. You know, we'll talk about this. They have a tough game coming up this Tuesday, man. So we gonna see with them. Got Bradley two, Newark three, um, Orange four, same. Then I have Hartley five, Olentangy six. Um, yeah. That playing without their big guy, that does definitely make a difference. So, but when you know when he'll be back?
I don't. I just read on Twitter that he was out for the game, so I don't know. Didn't look like it was anything too serious, but
Gotcha.
so we'll see. They've clinched their
Okay.
league, so they can afford to rest him if they want to. Their league has been clinched for about 2 weeks, so
Yeah, not much in that league. Then I got Kaufman. Kaufman at seven. Watterson at eight. Westland at nine. Then I have Pick Central at 10.
okay. I can't argue with Westland. They're having a fine season, and I
Yeah,
just threw in Columbus Academy a bone. They've beaten Grandview and Reedy back to back, and I said they've won 10 in a row. So I was kind of throwing them a bone by getting them in the top 10. And
absolutely.
uh, still, I
They
think
deserve it.
Fredericktown and Shekinah Christian are still the only unbeaten teams in the Central District. Fredericktown 16-0. As far as I know, they didn't play over the weekend. I think they got called off by snow. And Shekinah Christian has clinched the MoCal. They're 17-0, and they're pretty much heads and shoulders above everybody in Division 7. They're out in Plain City. I don't know if you've heard them or not, but they're
No,
pretty
I've
good
heard
in
of
one sport,
Chicago.
and that's basketball. So they don't play hardly any other sport.
As a matter of fact, I've been out there for a game when my son was playing freshman ball. They played
Okay,
out of Shekinah Christian, I believe. I believe it
okay.
was. You know,
They've got a fine
so
boys
long
and
ago
girls
and so many
program.
games. I think it was him.
That's what they do out there is they play ball. They got good girls teams too out there. So it's yeah, that's a good basketball area out there.
Okay. Well, good, good. All right, now let's talk about the upcoming games that you're looking out for before we get to the special teams.
Okay. Tuesday, obviously the big one is Orange at Westerville North. Battle of defending state champions, Division One and Division Two. So that ought to be a pretty special game. The other
Absolutely.
ones that kind of stand out would to me would be Pick Central at Harvest Prep. Harvest
Look
Prep's
at that
been
one
playing
too.
all comers. They're 10-5, and they've just played a great schedule. And Grandview at Reedy, they pretty much it looks like Academy's won that league, but that'll be a pretty good game
Okay.
for the smaller schools. And then I've got Kaufman at Gahanna, and Gahanna's in a three-way tie in their league right now in the OCC Ohio with Grove City and New Albany. All three of them are at 6-2, so we'll get a little better gauge on Gahanna and how they do against Kaufman. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Friday,
Yeah.
the game I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to will be Orange at Bradley, and Bradley will be trying to avenge a 66-47 loss to Orange on January the 9th. So, and if they win this one, they're probably going to win the league. That'll give them a two-game lead. So they should probably win the league. And Orange is trying to cause a share for the title. So that'll be a big game. As I mentioned, Grove City and Gahanna both tied for their league. That'll be a tiebreaker in their league at Gahanna. Uh, Upper Arlington at Kaufman, another pretty good OCC Central game. Uh, Kaufman's or Arlington's been in a bit of a they've been in a little
Get
bit
in
of
the
a
slump.
tailspin here lately. They've lost 3 out of 4 since the injury to Hayden Henry, which I told you was going to be critical when it happened because I remember watching him when he separated his shoulder right in front of me at the game, and they have
Absolutely.
struggled a little bit since then. Uh,
Definitely.
we've got Hartley at DeSales, which will be
Mm-hmm.
which will be a good game in the CCL. DeSales is coming off a loss. Off to Watterson over the weekend. So they're pretty
Right.
much out of that league race right now. It's pretty much down to Watterson and Hartley.
You're hardly right.
Uh, Watterson plays St. Charles, and then the other big one will be Newark at Reynoldsburg. Uh,
Absolutely.
and Newark's 11-0 in the league. Reynoldsburg's 11-1. So that's going to be pretty much for the league championship in the
That's gonna be
OCC.
huge.
What is that one? Buckeye. OCC Buckeye.
Yeah,
So
that's gonna
I
be
don't see
huge.
anything Saturday that really stood out to me. Like you said, I think the City Girls is taking stage on Saturday, right? They move that one
Right.
back because of the snow, and then the boys are going to move back a week.
Go move back a week. Absolutely. Now going back to that Harvest Prep Pick Central, that's going to be a good one. And you mentioned Harvest Prep; they playing that murderous schedule because they're trying to get ready for that tournament, man. So they want to have those guys ready, uh, um, experience under pressure situations, man. So you might not be seeing the same type of ball that you're going to see. What are they Division 5?
They're Division 5, I think, this year. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
So you
Division
won't see
5
the same.
strong.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. With Afrocentric and Columbus Academy, absolutely. So you have to be ready. Game ready, and so you got to have build your scars from these tough games earlier in the season. So when you get to that point in the tournament, when you got to dig deep, you can because you've already been there before.
Right, right. That's going to be the case with Pick Central, I think, too. They played an awfully tough schedule, and I think when it gets
Hmm.
down to the district final time, we're going to see their strong schedule. And Reynoldsburg, obviously, Reynoldsburg's played a
Right.
murderous schedule. That's going to play a play a big part. You mentioned Harvest Prep. Big shout out to David Dennis. I mean, he's coaching both the boys and the girls teams, and they're both doing quite well. So I don't know how he does it, but he's coaching both the boys and the girls
I mean,
for the second straight year. Yeah, timeout.
he's he, he's coaching the boys and the girls the same year, same time.
Yes, he did last year as well.
What? Man, I gotta holler at him.
he just
I gotta holler
yeah
at him.
he
I gotta see how he's doing this. Oh
yeah
man,
he's
he can't get any sleep.
no, I can't imagine he does. I see his son David Jr. I see him at games now and then, and he always keeps telling me, "Yeah, his dad's pretty busy." But as I can imagine it, yeah, he probably just goes from that school right from one practice to the other. I imagine the girls and the boys back to back. So yeah, he's a
Um,
workaholic.
yeah, yeah, I got yeah, yeah, I need to go see him, man. Tell him to commend him for that, and then be like, man, you sure you want to keep doing this, man? This
Well,
that's a
I
lot.
don't think he's coaching the bowling team along with the basketball. He's just doing basketball, so no bowling for him. I don't
Now you said bowling and basketball. I say okay, he can do that. That's manageable.
think.
Oh, okay, Steve. Now, without further ado, man, let's um let's go back over what we talked about before. Your first and second teams. First team, you had Jared
All right,
Sullinger, Gary Trent, Kenny Gregory, Andrew Lavender, and Sean Stone Rook as your first team. Sully from Northland, Trent from Hamilton Township, Kenny Gregory from Independence, Andrew Lavender, Brookhaven, Sean Stone Rook, Westerville North.
correct,
Second team, Chris Quinn, Dublin Kaufman, Michael Red, West, Esteban Weaver, Hartley/Independence, Dane Goodwin, Upper Arlington, and Trey Burke North.
correct.
All
Like I
right.
told you last week, I said I could have changed my mind from week to week, but I'll stick with those two, and then I'll move on to the third team today. Uh, I'll start off the third team with one of your guys, Seth Towns. And I
All
actually
right.
thought about him. I actually forgot about him last week. He could have been in the second team possibly, but uh, 6'7". He scored over 2,000 points as his career, and obviously terrific ball player. And I think more than anything else, I think gains a lot of respect for being a city guy that went to Harvard. He turned down, Ohio State, Michigan, and all these other schools to go to Harvard, and I think that really just puts a feather in the cap of the Columbus City schools to have a kid do that.
Absolutely.
So I
Eh,
got him heading my third team.
all right.
I got a guy that a lot of you older folks might not have heard of, Sean Hahn from Canal Winchester. Now I've mentioned him on this podcast before. He had 2 years in a row. He scored over 30 points a game for Canal Winchester, and he went on to Dayton and set records at Dayton for 3-point shooting. And he is now the superintendent at Blooms Carroll Schools. So he's gone on to some great things. But he was the best
Okay.
pure shooter I ever covered. The best just textbook jumper that I ever saw.
Now, what
Uh,
years was he at a canal?
he was there in the late 80s, early 90s. He was there at the same time Gary Trent was at Hamilton Township because they had some amazing games that went back and forth between those two. They were league rivals
Okay.
and
Okay.
kind of a memorable era for me because whenever I got to see those two go head to head, it was a lot of excitement. But
Right, right, right. Yeah, that was my area also. Sean Hahn. Okay. Okay. We got Seth and we got Sean Hahn. Who else we got?
well, we got Caleb Wesson, Westerville South, 6'9". He was Mr. Basketball in 2017. Uh, Led his team to the state championship and also a runner-up. Obviously played at Ohio State. Fourth member of the team is another one you might not have heard of from the old days. Dejuan Townsend from Whetstone, six
There's
foot
one
one
time.
guard. He had over 2,000 career points. He was a 30 plus point per game scorer. He was a 91 grad at Whetstone. Uh, Anybody that was around in that era will remember him. He was a highlight reel. He could move, he could shoot. He was just a great offensive player at Whetstone at the time.
I've heard that name many a times. I've heard that
Okay.
name many times.
Dejuan was a legend. And then my fifth man on the third team would be Samaki Walker. Played at Eastmore and Whitehall. He played his first 2 years at Eastmore, and then he transferred and went to Whitehall for his junior year. And then his senior year, he did not finish the season. I think he had a tiff with the coach and did not finish the season, but he did lead Whitehall to the state Final Four the year that he went there. It was kind of a controversy when he transferred because Eastmore at the time had Carlos Davis and Lamont Barnes and him on the same team, and everyone thought that could have been a state championship team right there. But apparently, his father wanted him to get more of the spotlight, and his father moved, and there was a big controversy whether they actually moved or not, and everybody was camped out in front of the apartment that he supposedly was living at in Whitehall. It was a pretty big deal at the time, and he ended up going to Whitehall right before the season started, and went to Whitehall, and he, to his credit, did a great job at Whitehall, and went on and
Hmm.
played at Louisville and played 10 years in the NBA. So he had quite a season, quite a career.
Absolutely.
Samaki did.
Absolutely.
And his daughter got a ring too. His daughter got a ring at Louisville. So, she got a ring at South Carolina. Yeah, South Carolina. So, and his son's done quite well too for himself.
Absolutely.
So,
Hmm.
all right,
Okay.
fourth
That's a
fourth
strong third
team.
team. Hmm.
Yeah, and fourth team's going to be strong too. I'm starting that off with Lawrence Funderburk. Played at Worthington Christian and Worley. He was one of the most talented high school players I saw. 6'9". The thing keeping him off of one of the first three teams was that he got kicked off the team his senior year at Worley. He had a tiff with the coach, and uh,
Right.
and the thing was he got kicked off the team for violating team rules, and then the team went on and won the state championship without him. But
I tell
he
you
was
about
a
that
supremely
team.
talented player. He ruled the baseline. He was 6'9". I mean, he was a supremely talented player, and he went to Indiana for 1 year and didn't get along with Bob Knight. Surprise, surprise. And then went to Ohio State and finished off his career. But Lawrence has come back to the community and done a lot of wonderful things. He's done a
Absolutely.
lot of work with young people in the community and is really a super citizen as far as things in Columbus go. So I've got
That's
him
right.
heading up the fourth team. Evan Royal, Pickerington Central, 6'6", led his team to the state championship as a junior, and he made Mr. Basketball in 2023 and led. So he obviously deserves some kudos for that. And as we
Hmm.
all know, he's playing at Ohio State right now. He's been starting there for 2 seasons.
Right.
Also on that team, I got Sean Jones from Gahanna, the school's all-time leading scorer. He was runner-up for Mr. Basketball, and he's gone on to play at Marquette. And he has missed all of last season with an injury, but he's yeah, he was a heck of a talented player and very fun to watch. Sean Jones. And I
Absolutely.
capped my fourth team off with Lamont Barnes from Eastmore. 6'4". He was an all-state player, scored about 25 points a game, and he was teamed with Carlos Davis at that time, and scored about 1,500 points in his career. And he did not go on and establish himself in college, but he was an electric high school player for Eastmore, and he was the first team All-State his senior year. And actually, that's four guys, isn't it? One, two,
Yeah.
three,
I was
four.
about to say
Yeah,
we missing one.
yeah. Well, the fifth one is a pretty good big guy. You can't miss him. Byron B.J. Mullins from Harvest Prep in Canal Winchester, 7 feet tall. 2008. He started at Harvest Prep and finished his career at Canal Winchester, but he averaged well over 27 points a game his final 2 seasons. He was a 15 rebounds a game, a runner up for Mr. Basketball at that time. So I got him rounding up the fourth team.
That's strong. That's strong. Yeah, those are okay. Now I'm gonna tell you, there's a surprise that I did not hear the name, and I can't even think of his name right now. Point
There
guard at
probably could
Worley.
be. Who's that?
Point
Oh,
guard at
point guard
Worley.
at Worley. Terry Holloman.
No, before him.
Oh, Eli Brewster.
Eli Brewster.
He was just a little before me. I didn't get to see him, but I heard great things about him. But this goes from for when I started at the paper in '86. So I think he was like '85. I think I just missed him, but Eli
Got
was
you.
a great player, and
Hey,
he unfortunately passed away a couple years ago, I believe. But
absolutely.
yeah, he was a fantastic player at Worley, no doubt. I came up with some
Got
names
you.
for like honorable mention here, and I know some of these honorable mentions may be as good as some of the first four teams guys we got.
I mean, you can't go
Uh,
wrong. It's been a lot of talent in this area.
Oh man, and this, yeah, absolutely. I've got Curtis Simmons from Marion Franklin, '93. He went on and played at Ohio U with Gary Trent. Jermaine Geist from Westerville South. He was late '80s, early '90s, and he played in the pros for about 15 years at Europe, and then he's now the girls coach at Westerville South.
Absolutely.
We've got Von Cameron Davis from Walnut Ridge, Mr. Basketball in 2020, and he's at Kent State, doing really well at Kent State, and had a great last couple years of his career. Jay Sean Tate, Pickerington Central. He could have been easily on one of those first few teams, except he had some injury issues in high school and didn't play quite as much as some of the other guys. I love Jamel Cornley from Brookhaven. He was one of my all-time favorite players. Just a terrific low post player at 6'3" or 6'4", whatever he was. But
Right. Oh yeah.
he was one of my favorite players. I liked Isaac Jefferson from West High. He was one of their kingpin players back in the late '90s. He was a really good ball player. I liked Tavion Kinsey from Eastmore, who's I think in the Utah Jazz B League right now, and he was just a dynamite dunker and had a high flying act. He was really good. I had J.J. Solinger, played at Thomas Worthington, and I've got Jalen Solinger. His boy played at Thomas Worthington. Both of those guys were fantastic players. Nick Ward at Gahanna, Javon Best at Gahanna, Ron Lewis from Brookhaven, one of the star players on their really good teams with Lavender and Moss
Absolutely.
and Faust and all those guys. Chris Johnson from Brookhaven,
Brookhaven.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
Jack Gibbs, Westerville North. He
Yeah.
he went on he went on to play at Davidson and broke some of Curry's records out there. Actually, was a really
Okay.
good player. Uh, how could you forget Karis Levert, Pickerington Central? He's gone on
Let's
to a
see.
great pro
Years. Okay.
career.
Mm-hmm.
Desmond Watson, DeSales. Uh, Doug Davis from Westland. He played at the same time as Esteban and Kenny Gregory and all those good guys.
Right.
Aaron Turner from Mifflin. He was really good at that time. And I got two other guys from Westland, Bob Kraft and Brian Gandy. And Gandy was a sharpshooter and averaged about 30 points a game for them. And he was a real good ball player. And I'll I'll throw a few more on here if you want them. I mean, I could go on forever with this list. Chris
Give me a couple
Daniels
more.
from Chris Daniels from DeSales.
Right.
Really fine player. He passed away when he was at
Absolutely.
University of Dayton. In fact, it was 30 years ago this week that he passed away. And I just
All
written a
right.
story about him the week before for the Dispatch. And he had a
Wow.
cardiac situation. He died in his dorm room, and he
Right.
probably would have
I
gone to the
remember.
NBA. He was having a great career at Dayton. Uh, he won a couple more. J.T. Hoying from Highland. Don't know if you remember him or not. He was a huge scorer. He scored over 50 in one game. He was a sharpshooter for Highland. Took them to the state tournament. Evan Brown from Olentangy Orange from last year led that team
Mm-hmm.
to the state championship. Jeff Quackenbush from Newark, the coach now at Newark. He was really good back in his day. He ended up going to St. Bonaventure and was a standout there. Tony Rice from Briggs. I don't know if you remember Tony Rice or not. He went on to
Absolutely.
coach as well. Great
He
point
went to the
guard for
state.
Briggs.
Mm-hmm.
Scott Daprich from Mount Vernon. I'm not sure if you would have heard of him or not, but he was a heck of a player. I really admired the way he played, and we'll also say Dalen Swain from Afrocentric from the last couple of years, who was doing great things. I think he's at Kansas now, right?
Texas.
Texas, that's right. I wrong
Yeah.
state. I was close by, but I knew he transferred from Xavier.
Right.
So yeah, he's going to be something else. So those are just a few of them. I know I missed a whole bunch of them there, and you'll probably get people calling you. How did I get on that list? You know, but
nah, nah, man, because you can't complain with this list right here of players here, man. Yeah, this is like I said, it was only one name because I always heard about the Eli Brewster always, and so that's why I had to ask about him. Other than
well,
that,
you know,
man, this is
he played on the same team with Jerry Francis Senior. Jerry was a
right.
heck of a player too. And I
Absolutely.
didn't get to see him play either in high school, but I did get to see him afterwards. And Jerry's son ended up being a great player too. Unfortunately, he had a lot of
Absolutely.
injuries that derailed his career, but
Yeah.
went to North Carolina and never really got to play
Yeah.
much. So, but
Right.
yeah, that's quite a legacy there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, all right, man, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna post this everywhere. I'm gonna post your top four. Now, tell me the years again. When'd you start?
I started
19.
the dispatch in '86, the summer of '86, I think it was. So yeah, I was there for 34 years and 34 years at the Dispatch. So and then I've been working for the last 5 years at PressProsMagazine.com. So I've been covering a lot of games for them too.
Gotcha. Okay, 86. And you retired when?
2020, December 2020.
2020. Oh, okay. Duh.
So that's a pretty big span there, right?
Yeah, there it is. So from 86 to 2020. Well, basically
Right.
86 to the present
Right.
because you're still
Exactly.
covering basketball.
Right. That's my list, and I'm sticking with it. So yeah, it could. Like I said, I could go over this again tomorrow and come up with a completely different. So I could flip flop all these all around. Who knows? But that's a lot of
Yep.
good basketball players.
And that's why I tell my students go with your first thought. First thought is usually the right one. Then you overthink yourself.
That's right. You got that multiple choice question on a test. You just go B, right? B's
Whatever
the
your
answer.
first thought you think is correct after you did the work, stick with it. Steve, man, I appreciate you once again. What's this? This is next to the last week because when we come on next week, we'll be talking about the last week of the season coming up.
I think we might have 2 weeks left for the boys. I think there might be.
So the 27th.
Yeah, I think. Well, 20th. Yeah, you're probably right. Probably up to 20th. We were. So I'm the chairman of the Central District All Star Committee, and I had to put a note out to when we were going to have our meeting. So with all the media members, so I know that it's coming up in a few weeks. So.
Right.
Uh,
Okay.
so yeah, we got to
Yeah,
do a lot of homework and figure out who deserves all the Players of the Year and everything. So
I got you. Yeah, we're winding way down, man. Well, yeah, you got a lot of that's a big decision to make because we have some really some guys who played really well this year, man.
right, right.
So
And
yeah, I
it's
got
not
tough
not any that
decisions.
really stick out as like Mr. Basketball guys either. There are a
Right.
lot of guys that are a lot about the same. So that's the poser there as to who's going to be the
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Steve, man, I appreciate it once again, and I will see you next week, man.
You know it. Have a good week.
Yes, sir. You too. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, I do appreciate you stopping by to check us out. Please continue to do so. Please punch that like and subscribe button and comment on it. Tell us what would you like to see. All right. And check you out next week for sure. And as always, be safe. One love. Take care of yourself.